Hey guys, how you guys doing? Doing good? Good. I just clocked in for my shift, so let's get into work. Now, as much as I would love to talk about the weather, we have more important things to talk about, like me not posting for a whole month, but there's a very good and important reason for that, okay? So just trust. Now, actually talking about the build, we can see that I am making the head first. Now, I usually always make the head first, and this time is no different. Except this time, it's kind of my own creation, so I had to add a little bit more to the face. And while it's not necessarily hard, it is sort of tedious. Now, while I am making this head here, I do want to say thank you so much to all of the new subscribers over this past month. Even though I have not been posting anything, they have continued to sub. And if this is your first video, then consider watching through the entire video and subscribing. But with that, the face is now done, and that's simply because we don't have to add any noses or eyes or ears or mouths, whatever. And sometimes I do sort of wonder what it would look like, but I guess that's another video for another time, right? But for now, we're just going to fill in the top of the head with some pink pipe cleaners because this is supposed to be a bubblegum bruiser after all. And I mean, I'm just a genius at color coordination. What can I tell you guys? What can I say? Now, this pink base for the head is very important because it sets up for the most important and also my favorite part of the creation process, which is the hair. And hair can make or break a character. Now you'd think that we go straight into the hair right now, but actually no. Instead, we're going to work on the neck and a little bit of the torso. Until my brain actually decides, you know what, let's go ahead and finish the hair now so that we don't have to do it later. And with that little detour out of the way, we can now finally get into my favorite part of the build. Now as you can see here, I did line up all of the colors we're going to be using here, and I'm going to give you a little peek at how I'm going to do this. Now, the part I liked about this was how it actually turned out, but the part I did not like was how I had to cut so many pipe cleaners and then insert them into the head for a full head of hair. Seriously, this was super tedious, but it was worth it. But with all of that, we have finally finished the front of the hair, and there's a lot more to go on the sides. But even with this little sneak peek, I can tell that this is going to be looking very, very good. So I am excited to see how this looks. Seriously, man, look at past me pointing at stuff. What is he even pointing at? I don't even know, and I finished the project. What is this supposed to mean? Like, I'm just doing stuff here. I thought I'm going to explain something. No, what am I talking about here? But anyways, now we have to actually lengthen the hair. And what makes this hair so different from my other projects is that you can actually move around the hair. In my other projects, the hair was long and unchanging, immovable, right? But this one is very flexible. And that's one of my secret pro tips out there. Now, that'll be $5 because I'm not just giving away that for free. Had to turn the brightness up for this one because as you can see, this was the sort of idea that I was trying to go with. This sort of alternating color scheme and then this flowing hair. And while I like this isn't exactly what I'm satisfied with, so I decided to add more, simply.
What is that?
Now wait, I know you guys are thinking and saying, okay, it looks kind of bad right now, but trust, you always have to wait until the end product. Always wait until the end of the video. Because if you watch one of my videos, that's always the thing. There's always some sort of moment where it looks like this and then it gets better, guys. So you just have to trust that it'll get better. But would you look at that, it got better almost instantly, and this was much closer to the vision I had previously. But now all we have left to do is to just twist up some hair strands for some diversity in the hair, and with that we should be basically done with the top of half of this body. But now it is finally time to do actual work like building the body. Now the structure I use this time is different from some of the other structures that I've used, and as you know, experimentation breeds innovation. So I want to see just how well this looks once I'm done with it. Now it is time to put on the first base layer of clothing, and as you can see, we cannot be naked forever, right? So between me just filling this in and me being lazy, this is probably why the video takes so long to come out. So thank you again to everybody who watches these videos, and let's continue moving on. Now as you can see, I believed filling in the base first and then adding onto it was a very good strategy, and you're about to see why in a second too. Just don't be too alarmed, which I mean I don't know why you would. It's not that bad. Now as you know, this is supposed to be a girl, right? So I'm not even explaining this. Montage, just go. With that done, we can now move on to the legs, and I wasn't sure how these fish fins are going to turn to the lower body, but I just had to hope that the final project would turn out good, right? Now the pose I was envisioning for this was my tried and true kneeling method. However, this time might be different because they may or may not be holding a lollipop as a weapon as well, so we'll have to see about that. Now side note here, I did really like how the shorts came out here because they were simple but they were super effective to me, so I think I would definitely be using this sort of tactic in the future. Now I think I did lose my edge here a bit because I did make the legs a little bit too big, and that's another tried and true thing that always happens in these videos. So what can you do? Now it is time to make that aforementioned lollipop weapon. Now initially I didn't want her to step on it as a sort of foot placement, but it just didn't look right when I tried to do it, so I had to improvise, as I normally do. Now if you've watched previous videos, you may know the strategy here that I use to make flat surfaces. Now it's very effective, but it's also pretty slow. So I'll check back up on you in a few seconds. Just enjoy the ambiance. Enough ambiance for you, it's time to get back to the grind. Well anyways, her legs are now done, which means it's time to put these clown shoes on her. Now this time I did actually want it to be more like boots, however that's just another idea that didn't exactly come to fruition. Well hey, we got one Mario Bros shoe, so I just went ahead and did the other one off screen because it's basically the same process. But now it's about time that we finish up this lollipop, so let's go ahead and add some sticks to it and call it a day basically. And while it does seem pretty easy, this took me a long amount of time to do actually, and I was pretty surprised by it. And would you look at that, now our lollipop is completely finished, and all we need left is for her to have hands to hold it. And let's just go ahead and blitz through this, okay? You guys ready? Now I have to say, usually I make hands pretty badly, but this time they turned out much better than usual, and that's probably due to A, the elbows actually, and B, the fingers. Now the reason why I chose those two in particular were because the degree of precision I needed for these hands were only facilitated through the elbow and the fingers that I made.
What is that?
I actually think I'm pretty good at creating eldritch horrors, so hit me up if you need a new horror game, alright? Alright, so after some deliberation, I added this 3-finger design here, and while it works good on my minifigures, it does not work well on these big ones. So I decided to add one more finger, and it made a world of difference. It made it so much better. With this completed, we can now do our final touches and be done with this project. So once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you at the yap section of the video, which is at the very end as always. But with that, the end is nigh and our time is up. That is correct. Now, today I do actually have a important announcement, and that is that I will be streaming on Twitch. That is right. So you'll be able to see me create these things in real life, live action. That is right. And yeah, I can't wait to do it. So hopefully you join. Hopefully I'll put some times up when I'm going to be streaming, and hopefully I plan to stream on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, maybe around like 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. But of course I'm going to put up the times for like other time zones too. And yeah, so I just can't wait to expand. And this is kind of what I've been trying to do in the background a bit. And hopefully this will help me get videos out on time better and just connect with you guys a bit more. So with that, I can't wait to see you guys in the streams or in the next video. See ya.